Hey everyone, welcome to the final Game of Month video for this month. I'm going to be doing a small reflection and also showing some of the changes and discuss the overall game development for the game this month. So I hope you look forward to checking out the video, and I just want to say a massive thank you for all your feedback and suggestions. It's been really amazing. So the game's done. I'm really happy to hit the deadline. Game of Month, you only get a month. I had quite limited time this month. As some of you know, I was in New Zealand for 2 weeks with friends. It was a really great trip. And the other parts of the month I was working on my VR game. And I thought, oh, I'll just get the Game of Month done at the very end really quickly. No worries. It's been pretty crazy, like pretty hectic schedule to get this done. But yeah, I'm really happy with it, especially since I only had a couple of days to really make this game, if you think about it. Earlier in the month, I spent 2 days working on the game, and then towards the end of this month, I've only had maybe 3 days to work on this game because I was busy on the weekends with other things. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the amount of time spent with this game. I ended up calling the game Skeleton Dash. I didn't really know what else to call it. You're running through killing skeletons. I could have called it Skeleton Slayer, but I already have a mobile game called Slime Slayer, so I didn't want to copy too much. Obviously, the logo was put together pretty quickly. It's just a render of the sword and there's the name. And then I just got the Unreal default buttons because I didn't have time to polish the UI because I did something, well, not really silly, but I spent a lot of time on one specific feature. So if you hear in the background, this is, I hope I'm pronouncing it right because I haven't said his musician name in quite a while. I think it's Zoo, or Zoo. I'll say Zoo for now, Zoo. So he made the soundtrack and sound effects for a previous Game Jam game. It was called Guardian of Time. And I decided to put it in this game because I had no music or sound effects. So it was a very last minute thing when it came to the sound effects and music you're hearing. And I ended up doing a thing called level streaming, so the soundtrack would consistently play and loop throughout the whole game, rather than it jarringly just pop in and out when you die. So as an example, I just hit start and the soundtrack is still playing. So with level streaming, the soundtrack will continue on smoothly versus open level, where you'll have to put the sound into the level, the music, and it will just have to start again from the very start. So I ended up doing level streaming for that, and level streaming was more annoying than I thought to set up for this game in particular. But in the end, I got it working quite well. Another new change, you'll notice that we have the crosshair. So it was really great to get feedback. Unfortunately, I couldn't get feedback from well, I got some feedback from the start of the project, but I couldn't get that great weekly feedback that you all give because I wasn't doing weekly uploads. So yesterday when I posted that video, I got all this great feedback and I only had a day to implement some of it. Crosshair was quite an obvious one, and it was a great piece of feedback I got. I decided to get rid of the Q&E dashing because it served no purpose in this game anymore. It was kind of an artifact of the previous game that I was making, and I've also got it so when you left click they come from the center rather than the side. And I read that comment and it made a lot of sense instantly. I have no idea why it was coming from the side. I think it was some feature I was trying to implement in the past. Enemies now die in one hit, which is super satisfying. Previously in the last video I said enemies should have more health because it's more satisfying. Let me just hit replay. I said, oh, enemies have more health and it's way more satisfying to defeat them. But now, after I've worked on the game and I've got this kind of loop of very small levels going from start to end, it's kind of annoying just endlessly left-clicking enemies. It feels much better and more rewarding to get clean one-shots. One of the things I personally do as I play through is I try and only use one sword per enemy, and it feels really great when you can line up the attacks. I also made it so you don't have to defeat all enemies. I was reading through the feedback, and there were some interesting comments, and I wanted to make it so you didn't have to defeat all enemies. You can actually play the game how you want. somebody pointed out on YouTube that one of my statements kind of contradicted itself in terms of a set of mechanics and player freedom. I said something along those lines. And they mentioned that if you really wanted to follow that kind of statement, you should make it so the player could defeat any level without defeating all the enemies. And that made a lot of sense to me. So now you can defeat all the levels without defeating enemies. This here is a new level, and there was a great piece of feedback which said there should be an introduction to the lasers. The laser level was quite difficult, was the consensus I got from some of the feedback. So I made this level with no real jumping laser sections. You simply just have to time when you walk through. I also made it so at the start there's no one shooting you, so you can actually just walk through without the pressure. And then this section here, there's a bit of pressure. So we've got the 4 skeleton knights and then the ranged skeleton. So that's the new addition. And when I go to the next level, this is the original laser level, where you have to time. Whoops! It's where you have to time your jumps through. Oh, something else I added was the fade in and out screen. I thought that was quite nice. It also is a tool to mask the level unloading. So when the screen is completely black, the level actually unloads, so the next level stream can load in. And I'll try to show you that afterwards in the technical breakdown, if you're curious. And this is the last section, so I didn't really change anything too much here. I just added this ramp because I found it annoying that you had to jump up here every time. I thought it played a lot nicer if you could run up. I'm just going to press R to reload. I'm just going to run through. And yeah, that's it. I made changes to how the level loading works. We had the music. I added the sound effects. I only added sound effects I had, just to mention again. Zhu only it made those effects for the previous game, so you know, if sound effects don't suit or music doesn't suit, it's nothing on him. It was literally me in my Game Jam Google Drive trying to find some music that I could put in the game, and you know, Zhu does amazing work and I really liked what he had, and I thought it suited a lot more than some of the other things that I had in the drive. Thank you all so much for watching this Game a Month devlog, and for all your great feedback. It's been really wonderful. I know it's only the 3rd video for Game a Month, and that we weren't able to interact much with the game because all your feedback was great, and I'd love to show some changes and even highlight the people who wrote the comments, because there was some really great feedback and some long posts. I was shocked that some of you took the time to actually write long posts, and yeah, I'm super thankful for it. So yeah, next month we'll have a lot more interaction with the Game a Month because I'm not going away anywhere, and there will be updates for the VR game soon. So yeah, once again, thank you all so much. If you'd like to play the finished game, it's up on itch.io. Just check the description below. I will see you all in the next video.